What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so before I get into this video, I want to give a big shout out to the brother Claiborne Bell for the $12 donation via the PayPal. He leaves a message. He says, "Thanks for the OKC Thunder content. Please keep them coming. The mainstream media talks about the LA losers more, and it's infuriating." Yeah, man, it's sad. It's sad. You know, they don't read the room. I know I say that expression a lot, but especially ESPN, they keep talking about LeBron James, and you got so many other stars. It'll be like if in the '90s they'll be talking about trying to think of somebody. It'll be like if in the '90s, in the early '90s, if they just talked about Magic and Larry all the time. Even though Larry ain't won anything in 5 or 6 years and Showtime's over, they're going to ignore Michael Jordan, but just keep talking about what happened in the '80s and how great they are. And it'll be like that. And that's no disrespect to Larry and Magic, but you know what I'm trying to say. And the Thunder are amazing, man. What they did last night, coming back from a 18-point deficit against Utah and winning by 30, man, 16-1. Man, people keep sleeping on this Thunder team, man. But anyway, let's talk about this, right? So shout out to Around the Association. They're the first ones I saw talking about this. Shout out to Ticket TV. He did a video talking about this too. So we all know the riff, I guess I would say, between Dwight Howard, former NBA player, and I think his ex's name is Royce Reed, right? And, she's been on various platforms over the years. Basically, talking crap about Dwight Howard, right? And airing out a lot of stuff that really shouldn't be up for public consumption. So there's audio that was leaked. And I'm going to assume this audio was leaked by Royce Reed, obviously, right? The mother. And anyway, it's audio of a phone call between Dwight Howard and the son. All right. Now the son is the kid in this picture here. I think the son is now 18 years old. Although when you hear Royce Reed talk about the boy, you would think he was 8, 9, 10 years old still. But man, the way, and I agree with Ticket too, man, the way that the son talks to Dwight Howard is very disrespectful. I know that if I talked to an adult like that when I was growing up, I would have gotten an epic ass whooping. And let me say this before I go forward. I am totally against child abuse, as any person should be. I don't tolerate child abuse. But I am a believer in discipline. Now, does that make me old school? Is that controversial? It could be. But that's just what I believe. I've grown up, old school, and I do believe that it works, because when you look at a lot of these kids running around here today, what's the one thing they lack? Discipline. They lack discipline, they lack respect for their parents, and they lack fear for authority because they have so many safety nets put in place now. So those safety nets should be there, but the safety nets are overcorrecting a potential problem to the point where it's leaving children spoiled, rotten, to the point where they have more rights at times than adults. But, the boy talks like Dwight Howard, he hasn't been there in his life, and he talked like, he got it so hard, and he basically saying to Dwight Howard, where's the money? Dwight Howard is telling him, look, I give your mother $13,000 a month in child support. That should be more than enough to take care of you each month, right? But the problem is, a lot of these kids, a lot of these people who are related to basketball players, a lot of these people who were once in relationships with basketball players, they think that they're entitled to whatever that guy is still getting, even if the relationship is over. And the boy thinks he's just entitled to whatever Dwight Howard gets outside of, child support or parental, or whatever he gives him financially. Because I know he probably gives him some stuff on the table too. But that's not enough. And a lot of this probably comes from the mother. When I listen to the boy talking, I'm hearing Royce Reed, just my opinion, poisoning this boy with a whole bunch of, poisoning him with ideas and poisoning this boy with nothing but negative energy when it comes to the father. And a lot of mothers do this. Mothers tend to have, they tend to be the controlling parent. They're the one that tend to have custodial rights, right? Generally speaking. Now, well over 90% of the time. So even though the father is usually the one contributing financially, we all know what happens most of the time. The mother blows the money. She blows the money on herself. She tells lies as to why the money's not coming in for the boy. She makes it seem like he's not providing when in reality he is providing. Now, I understand money's not a substitute for a father, but I'm going to jump out on a limb here. As big as I am, I shouldn't be jumping out on any goddamn limbs, but I'm going to make the assumption that the reason why he's not in that kid's life as far as a day-to-day situation is because of the mother. She seemed like a toxic person. And how foul is it that this boy is up here recording Dwight Howard, trying to get him in some type of trap, and probably going to sell the tape to TMZ or whatever for the, the highest bidder, which is exactly what happened. What type of shit is that, man? That's supposed to be your fucking father, bro. I don't know. I don't have no respect for this little. I don't have no respect for this kid. I don't have any, and I have even less respect for the mother. Now, it might get the impression I'm this huge Dwight Howard fan. I'm not. I'm not a huge fan of his, but I get tired because I've seen this time and time and time and time again. I get tired of women making their sons their son husband, more or less, and completely vilifying the father. So the boy grows up hating the father. The boy grows up thinking that somehow, he had it rough. His father didn't do him right. When in reality, oftentimes it was the mother that didn't do you right. It was the mother who was trifling. It was the mother who, didn't count her blessings. It's the mother who didn't want to settle down. It was the mother who, for whatever reason, is the reason why you're not in a two-parent household and why they split up. But you put all the anger toward the father. Now, I don't know all of the details here, but I do know that $13,000 a month is a lot of money. 13,000 a month, that equates to what? $150,000 a year, more or less, right? Over $150,000 a year. That's supposed to go to you. We all know that she probably spends at least $100,000 of that money on herself. And that's not how it's supposed to work. What they need to do, I've seen people advocate this, they need to put that child support shit on a card. They need to put it on a card. Like they get an EBT card, they need to put it on a card so that they can track where that money is being spent, how that money is being spent. And if it looks like that money is being spent on bullshit and you're not providing for your child, that woman should be brought up on some type of charges. That'll stop that shit. And last but not least, this is another overriding issue that irritates the hell out of me. I'm tired of black men being portrayed as not in their children's lives. Um, I'm tired of black men being portrayed as uncaring, financially irresponsible. It's like every negative stereotype that's out there, they make us the face of. I remember seeing a statistic the other day, well, a couple of weeks ago, where something like 57% of black men are single. And 57% of black men have no children. 57%. That means that just a little bit more than 4 out of 10 black men have children. But the way that they make you think, we all just run around with little bastard children running around. You know what I'm saying? When the majority of us don't even have kids, which means that women are selectively going after a minority of men who already have children. But even with that, studies show that black men are often the most active and proactive as far as being in their children's lives. We may not be the richest overall when it comes to money, but actually being invested in their kids' lives, black fathers make some of the best fathers. It's other people who are often neglectful parents or neglectful fathers. But the stereotype doesn't show that. Oh, they might provide money, but they're not in their kids' lives at all. At all. That's the dirty little secret that they don't want to put out there. They want to put us and make us the face of all this stuff. But anyway, that's all I got to say about it. Tell me what you guys think.